for really no reason, just to like watch the world burn. Top 5 worst states in the union.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Hit the subscribe button.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. This is arguably the most important podcast we've ever put out. It's definitely top 5. It's certainly top 3. But you could make the argument, given how important you are to the show and how important your stories are to you being on the show, and the woman that is either responsible for them or a part of them or made you who you are and made those stories happen, she's here today.
Polly Feitelberg in the house.
Polly Feitelberg on KFC Radio.
Like
a second Feitelberg.
Off the top, what do you think of how do you think the episode went?
It's perfect. Except I'm just going to say it up front. We'll do it for part 2. I forgot to bring up the Brady 4. I don't know how I didn't hit upon it, but I also could, if you listen to this interview, and you watch this interview, you could probably guess what her response to the Brady 4 would be. Like, I don't know, he's an idiot. But to get some of the...
There was a lot. I was kind of like, I was almost more of a spectator in it, because I was like, we chimed in, because it was hard for me to gauge.
It's hard for you to do,
because I'm like, this is just a conversation with my mom.
Yes.
Like, it's is this a great podcast? I don't know. I talk to her every day.
Right.
Like, this is what we do every day.
But you know, to even like hit the group chat or call me and be like, yo, Polly just said XYZ. You know what I mean? So it's always interesting enough that those moments happen. So if you know that your regular conversations with your mom are podcast worthy, then me sitting down, being able to pepper her with questions and whatever about all of our classic moments, like just to either get confirmation, to get a different angle, to hear her side of it, to hear, whatever. And she's just a fucking, like, she's just a gangster, man. Like the level of just like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, so many things that, he didn't go to school because I don't know. And like so many things that were just like, the meat was raw. I don't know what to tell you. Like things that were, some people would probably.
She's queen of the faces, which is unfortunate for her.
I know she didn't want to do video, which is totally understandable though.
Yeah, she's like,
a lot of shrugs, a lot of like, who gives a fuck. A lot of times I was like, boy, I'm a big pussy compared to this woman. Like, these are the things I'm laughing at, worrying about, and thinking about on this show. And she's just like, yeah, man, whatever, dude. But I mean, just like there was a couple things that you didn't know, a couple stories that she told about when you were really young, a couple sides of the stories that I don't think you had heard, confirmation about a lot of things that we needed to confirm, alternate angles of the same story, just so good. And then and you really can see where you get a lot of your like traits from, and a lot of it is obviously like same DNA and same family, like atmosphere and environment. Of course, it's going to be the same. But what was interesting, and I do agree with her, but it was it's weird to think, is that her perception of you is that like you always speak your opinion, and you're not like, you don't get rolled over. You will like defiantly say whatever, because it's probably when you're with your family and shit, you're probably just like, fuck you. Benny,
I speak up more.
Whatever, like when you're with your people, you're more prone to.
Yeah, family or friends, I would guess I'd be more.
Yeah, more prone to be like, no, you're wrong, or whatever the fuck it is.
But, I mean, I've always said that with like,
yeah.
You said that with significant others. So I'm like, I'll just be like, no, you're an idiot.
Right, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you right to your fucking face.
There's a reason I don't have any right now. But, but like, that's incorrect. It's not
a recipe for success, but it is a recipe I use.
If I know I'm right, I'm gonna make sure I'm right.
Yeah, right. But that's funny, because a lot of it is in other situations with strangers or a coworker or an acquaintance. You would just be like, okay, no. Like, I know you're wrong, but I'm not going to call you out on it because I don't want to do that, But with people you do know, you're like, no, fuck that. I'm going to tell you, So, there's an interesting element about, like, you, too, on that. But Polly, man, the white whale, we got it.
I was watching, because like I was saying earlier, I was basically like, I had no idea how it was going to go. I didn't know how to gauge it. And like that.
It went longer than I thought. It was like an hour and 10. I thought, I was like, I'm not going to keep this woman here for a whole episode. We'll just bang it out, 20 minutes, half hour. She's not probably used to this. And it just kept flowing.
As we walked out, she went, "That's so easy. You get paid for that?"
Of course, in the perfect way, just talking down to you about like whatever. This is
but like I was watching everyone else, and everyone else seemed to be laughing. So I think it went well.
yeah. I mean, if you're an outsider, you're probably like, what, But if this is for the chicken heads. This is for the OGs. If you've been listening to these stories, somebody said, I said, name all the stories you want me to talk about. Somebody was like, I got to get a reaction to the New Orleans story. I was like,
well, there was.
Come on.
I texted
I'm not
you,
an animal.
I texted you before the show. There was one story to like lay off because like I don't know. We have a normal mom-son relationship. We don't talk about sex. Like,
right.
I think as far as I'm concerned, I'm a virgin. Like we don't. There's not sex stories with my parents.
Yeah, the condom.
We talk about like drugs and parties and shit like that, but we don't talk. I'm talking about sex with my parents. I'm Catholic.
Right. The condoms were off your limit. The my off limits was like, I'm not talking to this woman about a threesome cuck in New Orleans where she said the poop's gonna fall out. We're not doing that. So big episode. We'll still get into top five.
By the way, you were saying you could see where I got some of my traits from her, and my father was also here, and that's where you can see where I got my other traits from. Where he came out and I was like, "What'd you do?" Well, because he wasn't. And you can't really have a publicist in the room with you because they're gonna try and chime in or they're gonna try and say, I don't know, different. Like it's like, no, we got here from this perspective.
And her alone.
We'll do the parents, we'll do the dads another time.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "What'd you do the whole time?" And we had gone to show him.
This is the best.
We'd gone to put him in the green room, and it was actually funny. So like I'm giving my parents a tour, and he's like, wow, this is pretty crazy. Like they're thinking back to the Milton days, and like I remember my mom said like she had to like fight for me to be able to even do this, and which I didn't know.
That's an awesome story.
I didn't know.
That's a really. I don't want to spoil it, but like
told it here.
the story of John getting a job at Barstool and like what his parents' reaction was is a very good one.
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew it before this, but I learned it much later. I didn't know that at the time at all.
And for context, that's one where you're not gonna be able to see her face, but she was like, "Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah."
But so he's like, I can't believe here. This is what you've got. I remember walking in the office in Milton being like, this is what my son wants to do with his life. And
now it's
red Solo cups,
so
and
legitimate.
Women's underwear hanging on the walls.
Yeah, Anna Marie, what was her name?
Yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
And now he's like, it's a real company. I was like, yeah, it is. And as I'm doing that, I'm opening the green room so he could sit in there and watch the interview. And O'Malley is just passed out on the couch. This is Sunday. It's a Sunday afternoon, so she just went. This is Sunday at noon. It's not like Sunday morning.
No,
Sunday at noon.
O'Malley had her jacket on. I think she had like a skirt on, sneakers still on, and she was like this. Face fucking down. I wanted to be like, are you breathing? Did you smother yourself?
And then
and we filmed and took pictures. Like she didn't stir, bro. It was not. She was in a deep one.
Then so I couldn't put him in the green room. I just showed him to where where the TVs are, where we watch games and stream a lot. And then we come out and my mom was like, "What'd you do the whole time?" He's like, "I don't know. TVs were on. Drank a couple beers."
Because I couldn't change the channel, so I watched NCIS.
He goes, I didn't. And I was like, I don't like this show, so I just drank a couple beers.
Which is, that's the Feitelberg way. That's the KFC radio way. That's the normal guy way. Like, what'd you do? Had a couple beers.
I don't know. Just sat there and
had a couple beers. So we'll get through a couple other things quickly, and then we'll get to the, we all know why you're here. But today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. We probably could have charged money for this. Our live show should have just been Polly.
Speaking of live show, Philly.
Fucking Philly. This is it. This is your last chance. Thursday this week, we are at the Fillmore. Buy your tickets. We rented out this theater because Philly wanted us to come so bad, and we need to make sure that we have this final push to make sure that we represent Philly the way that we know. We know that KFC Radio is big in Philly. Prove it and make it happen. So buy the tickets. Come out.
Chris O'Connor, Tommy Pope, Mark Roberge, OAR video,
live music
video premiere.
Music video premiere, live performance. Tommy and Chris are going to fuck around and do whatever they do. We'll play ATI. Shit gets weird on these shows. And it's a Thursday night. Happy hour into the show. You'll be home. You don't have to worry about work tomorrow. I don't want to hear any nonsense about it being on Thursday. So get the tickets directly from us on our social media. You can find tickets through Live Nation at the Fillmore. But if you're trying to go to the Bruins are still in it. No,
you son of a bitch.
I actually didn't mean that. The Rangers are still in it. I really didn't do that. That was not intentional.
Celtics are.
I wish it was. Yeah, Celtics, man. What a weird. You know what? I had a thought. Do you think there was any like Suns Bruins fans? Like, is there one guy out there who just got like annihilated this weekend?
For sure.
You think so?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, definitely.
Or like a Bucks. Who else? Is,
Bucks Penguins fan for I would guess. Probably.
yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just like
I would actually guess like there's no Pittsburgh basketball team, right? How far is it from Western Pennsylvania to Milwaukee?
Yeah, that's probably it.
I guess,
actually,
Probably
yeah.
Cavs fans, if
A
anything.
lot of Cavs
Oh,
fans.
Cavs.
Yeah, but you know, like I mean, that Suns game 7. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
That
Game was over in the blink of an eye.
I didn't watch it.
I mean,
so
they were down
know,
40.
I know I've heard of it.
They were down by 40.
I actually saw because I looked up the final score. It was closer than I thought it was going to be. 'Cause
But
I
like,
saw,
because I
it was,
stopped
still
playing,
30, it was
you
still
know.
33.
Right. I mean, I remember the Bulls beat the Jazz, I think 96-54 in the finals, but it was like game 3, and they were just able to like shake it off, and they ended up losing the Bulls anyway. But like a game 7, you're like jacked up, fans going crazy, and by the end of the first quarter, you're like doubled up. By the halftime, you're down 30, and
That's
tough.
That was actually the thing Polly was saying the other day, where she said that maybe this is something we can pitch to Gametime. She only wants to go for the first half.
Mm-hmm. Half tickets.
She goes, I want to be part of the environment, but I don't really care who wins.
I like that. And then you know what? There's people who I know, plenty of people like, oh, the only thing that matters in a basketball game is the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So maybe I pay for the half. You come in at halftime.
Second half.
There you go. But either way, if you're trying to get these tickets and you want to get them at the lowest price possible on the secondary market, that's where Gametime comes in. They have last-minute price drops that can be found on the seats that you want, but you could never usually buy. You can get a price that would never ordinarily be available. You can get like courtside seats and box seats that would never be available to you. But thankfully, through this app and the updated technology, it's available with last-second pricing. So download the Gametime app, go to the account tab, create a login, and then use code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Download Gametime, last-minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. We had Barstool at the ballpark this weekend, too. And I didn't know Za was going to be there. Had I known Za, I would have rearranged my whole schedule because I wasn't able to make it. But Za was there doing shoeies. I was like, fuck, I wish I was there for that. But I had the kids all weekend long.
You guys have had a lot of Barstool ballparks, I feel like.
It just happened. There's one per month, but the April one was at the end of the month, and then May one was at the beginning, the middle.
see.
So it felt like it was probably only 3 weeks. But it's usually once every like 4 or 5 weeks. So the next one is June like 20th or something like that in the 20s. But so I wasn't there for that. I was with my kids the whole weekend, and I had the Friday night, my first real father-daughter. I like to call it that because I think daddy-daughter sounds weird.
Yeah,
Right?
I didn't know
maybe
they did that.
Maybe that's me.
It's
Maybe that's,
a little you, but it's
between
also
Alex Cooper, between trends on Pornhub the last few years, just words I don't want to use in the same sentence.
It's a father-daughter dance,
Right.
I've
That's-
always heard it. I've never heard it called daddy-daughter.
No, unfortunately, I heard a bunch of that daddy-daughter. It was like, well, what happened was I went to one before in my life, and in my mind, I was like, that was last year's, but it's not. It's like 2 or maybe like 3 years ago because of COVID.
Yeah.
So the last one I
I was
went
gonna say,
to.
I feel that's weird too because I feel like I remember you going to one recently.
But it was like at least 2 years ago,
Yeah.
right? So that one was in like preschool, and it was just like in the school gym, kind of. It was like show up at the school and kind of goof around a little bit. This was at the country club because it goes K through 8, so they were like kids, you know.
Oh wow!
So
I mean, they were adults.
yeah, well, not, you know,
I mean,
but like
they were
14-year-olds.
Tell you what, there were some non-virgins there.
That's what had me freaking out, man. This was pretty. No. You just think about it.
I mean, look, I would have been a virgin, but I just think.
But that's the non-virgins are not going to that event. They're like, Dad, I'm gonna
I've
go
seen
fuck
Shameless,
my
bro.
boyfriend. You know?
I've seen Shameless.
Oh no. Because I thought it was weird just watching them. Like, you know, my kid was playing tag and doing the arts and crafts and doing the photo booth, but the other girls are doing like TikTok dances and shit. That ABCDFU song came on. They're
Oh,
all
yeah.
like, F you and your mom and your sister. I was like, holy
That song's
shit,
a
girls.
fucking heater.
But for little girls to be screaming, it's like, holy shit. And then they played My Neck, My Back.
Shut up.
There was one other song that I was like, this is pretty inappropriate.
Those were very cute pictures you had.
We crushed the fucking. I cried twice. The first one was there's this girl who she hangs out with there's like two girls that are like a little bit mean girl, cliquey, and sometimes exclude her, and I know it upsets her. And that girl specifically came up to Shay and wanted to do the photo booth with her, but me and Shay were online, and she said, no, I have to do it with my dad first. And I was like, it's okay, you can go. And she was like, no,
You
I want
cried?
to do it with you first. And I was like tearing up because of that, because I know how much this girl is like on a pedestal in Shay's eyes, and she still was like, nope, I'm doing my dad first. And then I said, no, it's okay. And she was like, no, I'm doing you first, and then we'll get back online. I was like, oh my God. And then the final the final song, it was really funny because I'm like, it was instead of dancing, she asked me to pick her up, so she's like by my head, and I'm telling her how much I love her. I'm getting all teary-eyed, and those things can go one of two ways in my mind. There are the dads who are like veterans who have like, this is my 5th one, and I don't give a fuck. Yeah. For me, it was like the first one that was real, and so I'm like emotional about it. But as I'm like kind of teary, there's a guy who had 2 daughters there, and they're like climbing on him, and he was like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" And I was like, "All right, like." Get it under control, Clancy. Come on, relax. But the Rangers were on, so some of the dads were watching that. We all like had some beers and shit. It was funny. But it was Shay was so excited. This is like right up her alley. And going into it, she was like, are you gonna dance with me at the father-daughter dance? And I was like, yeah, of course. And she was like, and can I dance with my friends? I was like, yes, absolutely. And she was like, and can you dance with me and my friends? And I was like, let's draw the line there. So we'll see what the other dads are doing, because depends on, they did do, they said all the dads line the dance floor, border the dance floor, get your phones out, film this for their mom or whatever, and they played Barbie Girl. And so we film it, and then the DJ's like, now let's switch. Girls get on the outside, and the dads are gonna dance for you. Are you guys ready for that? And the girls were like, yeah, like screeching, and they played the fucking YMCA. And I was like, oh my god, kill me now. And then there'd be more like you just dance like with your daughter, but like doing the YMCA with a bunch of other dudes while the girls are supposed to be watching is fucking awkward, bro. Fucking awkward.
It's a rough scene.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
That's one you just gotta go so in on it that like.
That's exactly. I was like, Shay, you come with me. I'm gonna teach you the YMCA. We were doing the cha-cha slide together and shit. It was fun. But the like certain songs would come on that whatever are the hot song in the moment. The collective screech from these girls, I was like, I think it hit like a frequency that like penetrated my brain. Just so loud and so excited that like Bieber came on or whatever the fuck it was. It's like, holy moly. It's like, this is before you need booze or anything to get going. Just happy because your favorite song
just
is on.
having fun in life.
Yes,
Man.
just as pure as can be. So that was my my Friday night. I fucked up and didn't get the corsage. I didn't even know I was supposed to.
I wouldn't guess you. I don't know what a corsage is. I mean, I know what it is,
The
but I don't know what it
wristlet
symbolizes.
thing,
But I would not think. For some reason, I just think it's a prom thing.
That's what
I guess this is kind of like a.
That's what's weird though.
Prom?
Like, I don't know.
I guess it's kind of prom, right?
It
It's
is
May,
it is
right? It's prom time.
Yeah, it's promish. It's just you're doing it with your dad. It's fucking weird. But a bunch of her friends had them and she didn't, and I was like, please don't notice, and she never did. So I was like, cool. Noted for next year. So this is a big parenting episode. We got Polly for you and me for
We got, speaking of parenting, did you see DeStefano and Bert just crying?
I heard about this. I have not seen it yet.
I just saw a clip DeStefano tweeted. Just both
they're like weeping, right?
Weeping.
Well, I've heard both of them talk about it before. Bert is very open about how much he missed growing up, and like still now his kids are older, but he told us on our show. He was talking about it recently. He's like, I give my girls a kiss. I say, see you in a month, and just like, but he's also a fucking the most successful guy in the world, So, but Chris was like, he told me that they like openly like bawling,
dude, big time.
Yeah,
and Bert's perfect too because Bert's kind of laughing too.
Yeah.
He's like,
that is great shit. All right, so let's get into our segments. For really no reason, just to like watch the world burn. Top 5 worst states in the union. Brought to you by Revitalyte. You want to talk about the worst things in the world are hangovers, and anything that helps you fight through a hangover is one of the more important products you can. You've been hammering Revitalyte.
It's just, I'm typically a water drinker. Revitalyte's just better water.
Yeah.
So I've been drinking Revitalyte.
No hangover, just doing it straight up, right?
Just doing,
which is also something you can do. You can have it as a regular.
I like a nice Revitalyte piss. It comes fast and furious. Like it's like Revitalyte. Here's the deal. Revitalyte. If you're not dehydrated, you're just super hydrated. So it's a very hydrating.
Like Revitalyte gets in the body and is usually like used to saturating some dry desert.
Yeah.
This time they're like, it's a party in here, baby. We got electrolytes all over the fucking place.
Peeing nonstop, dude.
And of course, you got to drink the Barstool label, the black label. It's Revitalyte Blue. Everyone knows that those drinks are the best when they're blue. It's Berry Frost is the flavoring. It's blue. Like, what flavor is that? Blue. You can call it Berry Frost. It's blue. And right now you can get it at the Barstool store. That's store.barstoolsports.com. And you can tag it at Drink Revitalyte with your morning after stories when you're still in bonus land. What you do is drink it before you go out, while you go out as your mixer. When you're done for the night, drink half a bottle. When you wake up in the morning, finish it off. And when you're in bonus land, you'll be feeling good because of Revitalyte. So get that today in store at the Barstool Sports Store. Top 5 worst states. I'm going to have to pull myself up a map. What do we got?
I'll go with 5 Alaska.
Worst state in the Union, Alaska.
Alaska's pretty bad, man. Alaska, they pay you to live there.
That's a true sign of how bad it is.
Right? Like no one else is going to fucking come unless we pay them. And I don't know how real that is. I remember I had a friend.
No, I think it's very real.
I had a friend who was like her sister was gonna be like a pharmacist or something like that, and then it was like basically double the salary to go live in Alaska. Like,
yeah, I mean any place that you have to worry about like the sunlight and sundown and those issues and the weather. It's cold,
I do think it's quite pretty.
I was gonna say they got like northern lights and shit. That's
I've seen
fucking
pictures
fire.
of it where I'm like, oh,
Very
that
peaceful,
looks adorable,
very tranquil.
Yeah, but I mean,
cold
like
as shit, dark as shit. It's like
how we even have Alaska? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's so weird that we just got Alaska up there and Hawaii down there, and it was like we own them.
And then also like you can walk
Alaska
to Russia,
is,
right?
Yeah, there's a land bridge that I think can. I don't know if it still does, but it used to. That's how a lot of the migration happened.
I don't like
but
that.
Like,
I don't like being
up,
that close to Russia. That's
scary.
Thing.
That is scary. Although it's not, because Russia's a bunch of pussies apparently. Like you guys still haven't beaten Ukraine. This war's been going on about 100 times longer than anybody thought it would. I thought that was gonna be like good morning, good afternoon, good night. We have it over the weekend.
Right.
There's this guy that I follow who gives up a bunch of updates, and every day he's like, it's day like 83. Kiev is still in Ukrainian control. I'm like, still? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what are you guys
even trying? Fuck. But like Canada should just own Alaska.
Canada should absolutely.
It's just part of it. It touches it. It's like
right now, it's Canada's.
That's one of those things like, would you rather your WNBA team win or you find $1 on the ground? Like, whatever you want to put it, like, or would you rather give it to Canada? It's like, yeah, you can take Canada.
I would absolutely. I don't know. One thing I'll show you, Alaska does for us.
Oil, I think.
Canada, we're going to have to come back to the table on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a pretty big one. I'll give him that. That's a big one.
I am gonna go.
Sorry. Speaking of Alaska, I read a tweet today that said, thinking about how Arctic and Antarctic just means bears, no bears.
Yeah, there's only polar bears in one of them.
I guess so. Yeah. Only North Pole. That's all. That's.
But I bet there's other.
Wait,
shit.
is that literally what the words mean?
No, it can't.
See, that's. I would think Arctic means cold.
Yeah, well,
right?
I mean, I think we think that, but
I'm gonna see if I can pull up the tweet real quick.
No, it's just like relating to the North Pole. Very cold conditions. Yeah, that's kind of one of those things that's like, oh no, wait, hang on. Well, let's see. The term is derived from the Greek Arctos bear. Yeah, referring to the northern constellation of the bear, not like bears. It's like you can see the stars, bear.
Yeah, no, I get it. But so yeah, the exact tweet is thinking again about how the names Arctic and Antarctica just means bears, no bears.
Yeah, but it's not. It has nothing to do with like if there's polar bears on the land. It has to do with the stars.
But I don't know.
Maybe it also does translate. I don't know where polar bears live and don't live.
Not in the south.
Yeah.
So I guess it plays both ways then, right?
And then it says, what can be more human than coming to a place you've never been and saying, bears are here, then visiting a similar place and going, no bears here.
Okay, I'm gonna go then with North Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota's a bad. I mean, like, North Dakota is one of those ones, though, where, like, I guess Alaska's similar, where people are going to get mad about it. There's
nobody to get mad
people in
about
North
it.
Dakota are like, yeah, you're fucking right, dude.
I-
Even their fucking one thing, when people go see that one thing, are like, this fucking sucks.
What
Why
is
did I
that?
come to North Dakota?
What do they have?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
And like everyone's like, this is tiny and
So then
fucking
maybe
sucks. Why am I
you know,
here?
maybe I could take South Dakota then, but I took North because it's obviously further north, close to Canada, cold. I think that they
Bro,
could-
I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm flirting with the idea of becoming a strongly anti-summer. Like we've definitely become pretty
hate
close before.
the summer.
Bro,
I'm
we hit
so uncomfortable already.
We hit 70 degrees and it was like this fucking.
I hate it, dude.
Sucks.
I went to T-ball and I'm sweating and like hot because it was humid and I was like, it was like 60 fucking 8. I was like, ugh, I'm already bothered. I'm gonna hate like 90.
I don't know
90
why
degrees.
this year in particular feels a little worse, but
I think we're getting older and fatter and grosser, so that the
that'll
heat's
all-
worse and worse and worse.
So
Yeah, like I just want to be in the AC. To me, it's like when it's cold and snowy, you want to stay in the house. When it's hot and sunny, I want to stay in the house.
Yeah.
I'll go fucking fake tanning, so I'm not ugly. Straight up. But I think the Dakotas are where they do like fracking or shilling or something like that.
Yeah.
Where they
Hey,
can,
does anyone in here know what fracking is,
No,
or is
but-
everyone telling the truth?
no, but I think they make a boatload of money for it because again, it's like the only way we're gonna get you to come here to do this. So,
I don't think fracking's real.
I don't know what it means.
I don't think it's real.
I think it's probably real.
I never met a person who knows what fracking is. I think it's a fucking made up word and a made up thing.
Yeah, but I've never met anybody from Alaska either.
And guess what? It also sounds even faker when you fucking start learning what it is. It's like we shoot water into the earth, and that fucking pushes out fucking.
Sounds like you do know what fracking is.
I mean, it gets. Hang on, I'm gonna figure it out real quick. I'll get to the bottom of this fracking thing pretty quickly. Fracking is the injection of a fluid at a high pressure into underground rock formation to open fissures, allow trapped gas or crude oil to flow through a pipe to a wellhead of the surface.
And
I
why
don't
are
know-
they crying about it?
I don't know what that means.
What's that big pipe that they get mad about? The
Oh, that was
whatever American pipeline?
Yeah, that was. I don't know. That was something though.
Something with the fucking American Indians and shit.
Native Americans. Yeah, they.
It's like,
There was
listen,
a-
guys.
there was a
I mean,
pipe
you got the
going
rawest
through.
fucking deal ever. We're not gonna fix it now. We're pot committed to this shit. You guys are just fucked.
We were pot committed to this genocide.
Yeah, like it's way the horse is so far out of the barn. There's no way we could even fix this. So just make some money with the fracking and the pipeline or whatever, and shut up about it.
Okay, my pick. Number 4. Worst states.
Oh wait, are you doing it that way?
What?
Like you're counting down, or did you think Alaska's like your first worst?
Oh, I guess my first worst.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So number 2. I don't know. These are all just
Mm.
suck, right? There's
So many of them
Dude, it's
suck.
so easy to do.
You know what's
worst states.
harder? I was gonna say top 5
Top 5
best
best
states.
states.
Like,
I could maybe get to 3.
Yeah,
I could-
maybe.
There are probably 5 states worth of fuck. And we're all in the Northeast. The worst state. I am gonna go with. I mean, look, dude. Fucking spin me around. Give me a dart. I'll just throw it at the map. That one fucking
sucks, yeah.
sucks. But let's go with Arizona.
despicable place.
Yeah, well, I guess you know what, Riggs likes it. Riggs has a very
Well, for
high
golf,
praise
it's
for-
cool.
Yeah, I guess it's cool for golf.
We know that they don't like Martin Luther King. We know that they
That's
don't,
right. They don't do MLK.
They don't do daylight savings.
In the 90s.
They are kind of like they go on their own way. They didn't even tap the gas brake.
They didn't what?
They didn't even tap the brake pedal for COVID. Like,
Oh,
they didn't
yeah.
even slow down one fucking bit. I think they ramped up live events and shit.
I honestly, I don't really. It's not even really about the people or the cultural pastimes in Arizona that I don't like. It's I was like trying to keep down a choke. It's their aesthetic. I don't care if Arizona's aesthetic.
That American Southwest sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I don't like the American Southwest.
Deserty and cactusy. And
Yeah,
stuff.
like a lot of leathers.
Yeah.
I don't care for leather
No,
goods.
I don't like that either.
I don't care for leather wares.
No.
Bro,
I don't care what's funny. I'm with you so far.
Yo, Arizona's got a lot of beads, right? Fucking. I just wouldn't like to get dressed in Arizona clothes.
Yeah,
It's really-
Arizona clothes are
Phoenix
terrible.
Suns, their logo kind of stinks.
They have those. They have those like rug type shirts, right?
Yep.
That, like with
Yep.
the triangle like design.
Sure, I had one of
Terrible.
those for a while. I
I'll
like
tell you
that,
what, they do
actually.
have Arizona iced tea. I don't think it has anything to do with the state of Arizona, but Arizona iced tea is the goat.
It's fine. A little too sugary for me.
Yeah, but
But-
when you're young, it's fire.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
All that shit gets a little bit.
That's
like,
they're
too
getting a
much
lot
in
of
here.
praise these days. Them and the Costco hot dogs, the only two things remain
That's right.
unaffected by inflation. Although that is, I have seen people who beg to differ that the Arizona iced tea because they are some places that pubs,
Yeah, but
they
like,
put pub
in
sticker
New
on it.
York, you're not getting the fact that New York stays 99 cents is nuts. Everything's expensive here.
Yeah.
You know. Speaking of choking, I choked for the first time, like for real, at a restaurant.
Yeah.
What's the peanut gallery cackling about? You ever like choke? Like I'm not gonna get any air into my lungs.
I don't know that I have.
I got
Like,
some
not-
bread stuck in there, and I kind of was like, and I was like, oh wait, that didn't do it. And I had like a full blown coughing fit where I needed, but they were like little coughs. I needed to stop, inhale enough air, and then cough it out, and I like couldn't get to that. And I finally did, and it like kind of Heimlicked its way out, like it shot out of my mouth, and I felt it. But there was a good chunk of time where I was like, I don't know what I'm about to do. Like something, it's like it's gonna be super embarrassing if someone needs to like actually do something to me, or if I'm gonna like dig it out with my finger or whatever. But I had like bread that was almost in my fucking lungs. It was super, super embarrassing, but nobody even noticed. I was sitting outside and I was like coughing a lot for like a solid
People
like
noticed, they were
30
just
second
annoyed.
count. Yeah, why I
Fucking
turned
guy.
the first thing I did after surviving, I'm a survivor now. I'm gonna put in my Twitter bio. Twitter bio. Survivor. I turned to every other table and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, and nobody was even fucking looking at me. I was like, I almost just died. Like if it was any worse, I would have died because no one was ready to fucking help me.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, Arizona, the aesthetic, you stink. I am going to go with, this is a big one. We did this before. Missouri.
Missouri is a tough one.
Oh.
I mean, anything MISS, you can throw it on the list.
Kick rocks. Missouri is just the state of nothing. They have St. Louis, right? And that's it. I don't give a fuck about that. The Cardinals are good sometimes. The Blues won that one time. Other than that, fuck them. They are just like you're kind of in the South, but you're not. But you're also not like Midwest. You're just like
You're
blah.
literally nothing.
I think you have a river. That's a big deal, and that's about it. And it just makes me want to puke. I feel like people in Missouri kind of stink. I know that like yeah, you got like St. Louis, but I think like East St. Louis is like the worst fucking place in the world. It's like Fallujah. I just think you stink, Missouri.
Dude, I'm trying to find it. My great grandfather was from Missouri.
Oh,
And,
also like Missouri's one of those states where the state should be St. Louis. You know what I mean? Like Missouri.
Yeah.
It's like you're from St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri? No, just like St. Louis.
I forget if I'm trying to find it, but I can't find. I guess I thought it was like a famous quote, but maybe it was just his own quote. So I'm gonna misquote it. But it was like he'd say, "I'm from Missouri, where pigs are raised on peaches, poverty is unknown, and it's the only state in the union with 2 federal reserves or whatever." And
That's your pitch? 2 Federal Reserves? Wow.
But it is the like.
Grandpa, could we go to the 2nd Federal Reserve today? We sure can, kiddo, because we got 2. Whatever,
By the way,
dude.
he's from Missouri, but lived in New Orleans and Saratoga.
Also,
so like,
I don't like... Yeah,
like,
come on.
why'd you like it so much? If you liked it so much, why'd you
You would have
leave?
stayed. I also don't like how they say, like, Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
Missouri. It's like Louisville. I'm from Louisville. Is it Louisville or Louisville? Louisville. I went to Louisville. Fucking losers.
All right, number 3 is gonna be. I'll follow with you. I'll go Mississippi here. Mississippi.
Yeah. I was going to say
Hey, and you want to know why?
Brandon
I
Walker.
don't know why. That's
Yeah.
why. I don't even know why.
No, they
It's
can't
not
even make
good,
fun of you, bro.
'cause I don't know fucking shit about you.
Yeah, that's a shitty place. I will go with...
I do know that the. I don't know if it was the Dixie Boys or what tour they went there on, but they said it was Starkville was hands down the worst place they ever went.
Starkville just sounds awful to me.
Yeah. Starkville sounds like to get into town limits, they make you say the N word.
Yes, yeah. Confederate flags are just flying.
Like, from Starkville, like dude, you are. If you're from really any kind of ville, I feel like.
You know what I'm gonna go with? West Virginia.
West Virginia,
which I think
we are
is
just clipping off where coworkers live.
Yeah, but that's partially why. Because everything I've heard from West Virginia, I picture West Virginia to be the absolute poorest place on the planet.
It is.
I picture West Virginia being like fucking, like the Middle East, like third world country. But here's the thing about West Virginia, is it's geographically in the wrong spot. Like in my mind, you're touching Pennsylvania, you're touching Ohio,
Yeah.
you're touching Maryland, right? Like but it sucks. Like it's pretty damn close. It's one state removed from New York.
Yeah.
So it should be deeper. It should also be like South Virginia. Like there should be a spot that's like beneath regular Virginia. Like North Carolina should be called South Virginia, and it should be like the gross. Like that's where we get all the gross. Wheeler, what's it? Wheeler?
Meth.
Meth. But what's
Wheeling.
Wheeling? Yeah, that's where Nick's from, right? Terrible.
Yeah.
So weird that he's from there, because I feel like he
But it's
doesn't
like,
fit
it's like
in.
a suburb of Pittsburgh. Like Wheeling, West Virginia is like a suburb of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's I want to say I don't know if it's exactly that, but I want to say it's within a half
Pittsburgh,
hour.
Is Pittsburgh in southern Pennsylvania?
I definitely always thought Western, but I don't know.
Yeah, because then it's not really a suburb. It's pretty far away, unless it's like.
I want to say he said it was like a half hour to 45 minutes away.
Interesting. That means that's I don't know where.
Which
Pittsburgh
I don't know
is.
if that's quite a suburb, but whatever. I forgot what I was gonna say. I've been to West Virginia once. It is not good.
Yeah, I mean,
it was exactly as advertised. The only place I could eat was an Applebee's, and I ate there every fucking meal. And we walked in there.
By the way, it's southern and western. I thought it was northern.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you guys have gone there for like content, it sounds like you find one place that's like sustainable, and then you go to that one strip club, and it's like whatever. That's it. That's all you can do. And you hope to stay alive.
It is it is like
this is such an ignorant podcast.
They can smell the blue state on us.
Yeah.
Like,
they call you a pussy and a cock and an F word and all that shit.
Yeah, big time. They just keep me in the corner and make me say the N word. every state we're listing.
Say
is
it,
just boy.
I will go with.
Nope, I'm going.
Oh, sorry.
West Virginia.
Oh, right.
Okay, I'm gonna go with.
This is your fourth?
I'm gonna go with Florida.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's not for the reasons that you would think with like Florida Man and all that stuff. It's because people you're friends with in your hometowns who sucked would always vacation in Florida. They thought they were like ritzy. To do it. Like, I'm going to Orlando this weekend. Like sick. I have $20 too.
But what about things like there are some like Jupiter Island or some shit is like the ritziest, fanciest.
But it doesn't matter if you're in Florida.
Right. It's like you still share that with like the Panhandle, bro.
Yeah,
that's fucking gross.
Look, I lived in Florida for 2 years. It fucking
it sucks.
It sucks. It's like,
and it's hot and the weather sucks.
It's hot.
You just sweat.
People don't fucking appreciate getting to change your outfits.
Yep.
I think even people who don't really care about
seasons,
clothes,
man,
don't put together how much like little interest that puts in your day. We're like, what am I gonna wear today?
Right.
This is like fun.
There's just something. Yeah.
It's not just like shorts and a t-shirt. Just a pair of Costa Del Mars. I was such a frat fucking loser.
Yeah, you are. This is my fourth.
Yes.
I think Kentucky sucks.
Probably. Fucking
Probably.
I know.
I think Kentucky sucks.
Fuck you! I'm gonna give a second of my time in this fucking finite life I lead to thinking
examining
about Kentucky.
Yeah, like because here's the thing, Tennessee, cool, music,
Sure.
right? I guess there's music there, and
music.
they got the music, and like I'm looking at the surrounding states, like. Well, I'm just saying, like, even some of the places I don't like in the South might have, like, great barbecue, right? Or something like that. Like, what does Kentucky have? Bourbon?
Make you say the N-word.
And the best. What we're seeing here is a common theme of the N-word. No, I mean the best.
Yeah,
I didn't understand whiskey, but like I don't know, man.
pretty good
I'm
one,
drinking
bro.
my Vermont fucking whiskey now, and I don't need your
Yeah.
fucking bourbon down there. Kentucky basketball. Don't care about that. You're like Tennessee, but not. That's Kentucky. Tennessee, but not. We're just on top of Tennessee.
All right, I'm gonna go with.
How about for your last one? It's got to be. No, you did Florida. You're good. You should have one state that's like kind of a state that.
We have to pretend one matters.
Yeah. Right.
I'll go this one. I guess this is kind of the opposite of the N-word stuff we've been saying. Oregon.
Yeah, fuck. I was gonna do that too.
I think Oregon's a pretty worthless fucking state.
Is Portland in Oregon or Washington?
Oregon.
Yeah. So yeah, like I do. Yeah, that's like the hippie bullshit.
Dude,
That
like-
crunchy granola fucking. I was gonna take that. That's a good one.
It's where Andy's from. So shout out Eddie Hayes. But
Yeah. Why can't I grab my phone? I fucking.
your hand's not working today.
Yeah.
No, that game. Why
do you know? What does that mean?
I couldn't open a Revitalyte today. Like my hands just like it was at the time. They're better now, but I like couldn't like squeeze. I couldn't pinch, and it was like I was trying to like stab it with I couldn't clench my hands. It was weird.
Those fat hooves of yours. It's like, yeah, no kidding. Can a fucking like horse like bend its hoof? No.
But yeah, I think that I really I don't like any of the states. I don't fucking know anything about you, dude. Like I don't care about you. I don't think about you. When forced to list a state of the most random states, I randomly choose you because of how pathetic I think you are. That's it.
I will go with. This is my last pick.
Yeah.
There's like, here's the thing, like Idaho and Montana are like nothing, but like they don't bother me. Like Montana actually has like beautiful like Yellowstone and all that shit,
Yeah.
right? Idaho is harmless. There's nothing going on there, but it's just like it's there. These other states, like you could pick Idaho because it's boring or whatever, but it doesn't bother me, I'm trying to figure out what bothers me. And I think I'm gonna have to go with New York.
New York?
New York.
I was gonna say Jersey. So
No, because Jersey's like the Jersey Shore, the coastline of Jersey is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You're thinking about Seaside Heights and a couple of those spots that suck. The rest are like beautiful beaches. There's tons of the whole fucking state is coastline, so there's tons of beaches.
Would be, whereas with the people of I didn't have a problem with the people of Arizona. I had a issue
The aesthetic.
with the aesthetic. I have a
The
problem with the people of
reputation.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
The people of New Jersey, I don't care for.
Yeah, and also you go
Although
like
I'm like,
inland.
most
Inland Jersey is like. That was wild.
I was trying to hold down a choke again.
I'm so tired right now.
Most of the ones I've met are very pleasant.
Well, if you go inland, you get to like Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? You get to those like some of the sticks of Pennsylvania. So it's like some of New Jersey can be like hillbilly, and then some of it is like Guido's. What is that now? Holding a yawn?
Clenching the yawn.
Yeah, I know. But New York is kind of shitty, man. Like the vast majority of New York sucks.
Yeah.
The very, very, very little speck at the bottom is important, and then everything after that is garbaggio.
Everyone else has that New York arrogance too. Though.
Yeah, it's like
I'm from New York.
fucking-
No, we're from
No,
different.
you're from Albany. You're from Binghamton. You're from Tuxedo, New York. Like some of these places absolutely
where fucking
suck
paths go,
dick.
Oswego.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All those SUNY schools where it gets cold and it's like they're like kind of
You're from
hillbillies, but they're
fucking
super
Utica, dude. You're
Ithaca, Utica. You
it
sound
sounds
like a fucking UTI.
I was gonna say it sounds like piece of woman's anatomy.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
'cause it has UTI. in
Right,
it.
but still, but Ithaca even
Paz,
sounds
where'd
like
your ass go to school first?
yeah, Brockport.
Boy, yeah,
Even the way he said that, he goes
Right
Brockport.
next to Rochester, in between Rochester.
Rochester sucks. All these places suck. There's one spot. Here's what I will say. New York City, while being the dumpster that it is obviously just like so important and all that shit. Long Island is much like New Jersey, has a bad reputation. Hold in your yawns. But Long Island, the good parts of Long Island are fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
Like nice parts of the Hamptons are beautiful beaches, coastlines, like nautical towns, all that shit. So like minus Long Island, the rest of New York fucking sucks dick. So top 5 worst states in the union. I want to see like the argument for all 50. I want everyone to complain enough that I can think that place sucks and that place sucks and that place sucks. Like, is there a place that would universally not be on the list? Because even like I can make the case for Hawaii. It's like first of all, you might get covered in lava. Second of all, everything is fucking expensive there. You know, everything's imported and so expensive. But like, if you're
It's
probably
also just far away.
it's far, but that's if you live there, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
So like, do you think that there is any state that would be like universally not in the bottom 5?
Massachusetts.
There's plenty of people who can put that in the bottom 5.
I think that it's pretty rare. If you think about it, there is really like Massachusetts has everything. If you whatever you want to do, you can do it in Massachusetts.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, big time.
I don't think so at all.
Big time. There are a good amount of states in the Northeast that have that, where you can like go to the beach.
You get all the
and
seasons.
yeah.
You get the variety. Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's some fucking like northwestern Mass is just some fucking
sticks.
people you don't want.
Yeah, once you cross like the 495 barrier, once you
It's
get
like,
like
yeah.
it's like all right.
There's so many states like that. It's like here's good. You cross here, you're not good.
Yeah.
So fuck them. Fuck all the states.
Even the weather.
Fuck this country, man.
Even the weather is like we are very different on either side of the 495 barrier.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like Mother Nature knows. Yeah. All right, so let us know worst states in the union. Let's get into our voicemails and then to Polly. Voicemails today brought to you by Priceline Negotiator.
Yeah,
Shout out to William
Austin
Shatner.
Shat, dude.
Shout out to Shatner, even though you have me
Austin,
blocked
Oh,
like
that's
a
right.
fucking puss. Priceline is perfect for people like us. We are the people that don't book in advance. We are the people that don't, we're not like, let's book now because prices are low. Let's get our tickets in advance because we know if we get them a month early, we'll get the best price possible. We are going to Philly this week. We haven't done anything. We're going to go to Chicago next month. We are going to wait until the day of.
Yep.
And people like us should just get crushed with high fees and high prices. But Priceline comes in and says, oh, are you like a stubborn, immature, lackadaisical, procrastinating asshole?
Yes.
Do you want to make sure that you still get a good price? Priceline Negotiator. You can get 60% up to 60% off on your hotels. You get exclusive deals on rental cars and flights. And by saving more, you can do more. You can travel. Your trip will be better. It's more money in your pocket to spend on the good things, and it's less time worrying about the prices you're paying, and less time worrying about booking the rental this or the hotel that. All of it takes care of it as quick as possible, as cheap as possible, so that you can enjoy the vacation rather than worrying about planning and paying for the vacation. I'll tell you, most of the reason I don't go on vacation is the planning of it, where it's like, I just don't know how to do this, and I don't want to do this, and I'm going to get, it's going to be more expensive than it should be, so I'm just not going to. Go to Priceline. They can handle it for you. And you get done, bingo, bango, bongo. Next thing you know, you're on the beach. Next thing you know, you're on the mountain. Next thing you know, you're at the place you want to be. All of these states that are good to visit, and you can do it quick and easy at Priceline. So visit Priceline.com for the best deals that will help you get the most of your trip.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Trade God, Wordle Kid here. I watched Despicable Me 2 the other day, and I have a grievance to air. I don't know who wrote that movie, but in the off chance that they listen to this show right now, I have a question for you. What the fuck? Did you just forget that the blonde sister was like a thing? Because the difference in screen time between her and the little one is crazy. And I know that Edith is the one that like puts asses in seats, but like, were you trying to get her an Oscar? I mean, she had a line like every 3 minutes, and Edith just like wields a sword, and that's just her thing. But I don't know, pisses me off. But anyways, what's a secondary character from a TV show or movie that you wish was developed further?
Love it. Great question.
That was
great.
I honestly thought that was just gonna be about Despicable Me. And
Me
that's
too.
it.
Me too.
And I was fine with
And
it.
it would have been great. It would have been totally fine. I don't
know.
know who Edith is. I don't know, but like now, I trust that
With
guy.
Despicable
I trust that guy
Me?
with my life.
Despicable Me, is that what you said, right?
Despicable Me 2.
Okay, so that's a cartoon.
You know what we should do?
They use swords in that show.
You know what we should do is make an internet short called Despicable Me 2, and it's about the Me Too movement. Instead of little cute minions, it's about despicable rapists. Like, you want to know the real despicable Me Too? Harvey Weinstein. That's the real despicable Me Too.
That's funny. Yeah, that'd be a funny idea.
I've done March Madness bracket back in the day of secondary characters.
But there's a secondary character and a character who's not developed. A secondary character is developed, I think.
But he said a secondary character that you wish was developed more.
Yeah.
So are we doing like bit characters, or are we doing like secondary characters?
I think that I would think it's more of a bit character he could have thought was more.
Okay.
Because like in that list, like Andy Bernard was on that list, I think, right? Like that's a character.
Yeah.
That's
my answer for that is always Mike Ehrmantraut. I think that there should have been called. I think Better Call Saul should never have been made. I think that a show called No Half Measures should have been made, and it's about Mike Ehrmantraut's life as a Philadelphia cop and how he goes from good dude to like how he breaks bad.
One thing that would scare me about that is that so much of Mike Ehrmantraut is Jonathan Banks, and he can't play
the young guy.
Younger.
Well, that's why you would have to knock it out of the park with the young cast.
That is also why it's funny with Better Call Saul. It's like everyone's just pretending that they're not 20 years older than they were, and that this has
been a long time, guys. So a bit character then, I would say,
this is a tough one.
Like Daryl from The Office.
Yeah, but even he kind of gets his.
Right, he gets his shine.
Not to the full extent, but yeah, it definitely. Daryl's a good answer. Daryl's a strong answer. The thing is, I'm going through Sonny characters, and Sonny does a great job. There really isn't. There really isn't anyone like
Bill Ponderosa could get it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Pondy is the coolest.
Pondy is awesome.
A show called Pondy is the coolest, and it's just Bill Ponderosa getting fucked up, banging whores and stuff.
Dude, when he decides he's gonna kill himself that day is one of my favorite episodes. When he's just
the episode of Through the Eyes of Frank, which I know is very polarizing, I think is very funny.
Yeah.
When he's just like Pondy, he's talking about. I mean, it's just, to me, that's fucking hilarious. But Pondy, I think, is McPoyle's spinoff.
The McPoyles. I mean, they all
a McPoyle's origin story. Like, how did they become?
They were like that their whole lives. Remember they make. I guess they didn't do it when they were younger. Never mind. I was thinking that they make up the molestation.
Yeah,
but I was thinking that was like something that the plot started that when they were younger. God, man, I'm trying to think of more shows I watch here. This is fucking.
They're back in the day.
It's also a be careful what you wish for thing.
Yes,
because they are such good
as standalone, like as is.
And they're great.
Right.
Maybe more
because
when
you got to flesh it out and have them be like the star. You know, it's like, well, we got to write. You know, we had the small anecdotal shit that was really good. Yeah. Like, that's why back in the day, Frasier, coming from Cheers, was like a monster, you know?
And he was Frasier in Cheers,
Dr.
right?
Frasier Crane. He's just like, one of the guys at the bar in Cheers. Yeah. And then he gets
I've started
full,
to watch
like,
Cheers.
He got like a fucking, 13-season show. Frasier was a monster.
And then, but, I've watched Cheers. I've probably seen a couple of seasons of it.
It's great.
It is unbelievable. Yeah. But it is, it's insurmountable. Where it's like we did 15 seasons of 30 episodes a season.
It's
like,
nuts.
Like, how the fuck am I gonna watch all that?
Yeah, no, it's a daunting task.
Yeah, it is.
But what's
although
funny
I was also very impressed with, I think maybe even season 3, 4, whatever it is. There's a gay episode.
Oh wow!
And it was
ahead of their time.
It was like there's a gay. Like they find out there's a gay guy in the bar, and it's like I was like, oh boy, I don't know. How this is
yeah.
And fucking Mayhem, Sam Malone. Is it Mayhem?
No, it's Ted Danson.
No, but Sam Malone is his name. That's the character's name. But I forget his nickname. Whatever.
Oh.
But it is.
I thought you said the guy who plays Mayhem plays.
No. But he Mayday Sam Malone. Because he was a disaster on the mound.
Right.
And it was the. He's like, no. He's like, anyone can drink in my bar. Like, I don't fucking care. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Progressive.
Oh, yeah.
Look
for
at you guys.
At that point in time.
Accepting humans as humans. Very well done.
What's funny, the way you said to be careful what you wish for is like, if you were to look at Cheers, people probably want like a Norm spinoff or a Cliff Clavin spinoff, but they go with Frasier, who was a good character on that show, but you don't think I need to know more about the pussy fucking psychiatrist guy on the show, but and then Frasier becomes like a smash hit.
Have you ever watched Frasier?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it good?
Yeah. No.
No.
It's one of those shows like, back when you watched Must See TV, you just watched it because you watched it.
Yeah.
And like there's good writers on it, so they like, I don't know, they had like his weird brother, I think it was Niles or something like that, and like the dad was funny. The dad was like a Mike Ehrmantraut kind of guy, and he was like a war veteran, walked with a cane, and had like a bullet in his hip, and he was like a rough and tough, like Massachusetts guy, and now he has these two Seattle like hipsters. That was funny, and there was a dog, but no, it's not really good. It doesn't hold up to TV like today,
Right.
but back then it was fine.
Voodoo Tatum, I think is another good one.
What's that?
Voodoo Tatum is the quarterback from New Orleans. It's Friday Night Lights. Where it's
He plays for the other school.
What's up?
He plays for like the other school.
Yeah,
right?
but he got
He's a
like,
villain, but not
displaced
really.
by Katrina.
Right.
And then like he like shows up in
It's a great one.
Dylan, and I don't know, maybe his life in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. You know what? If you want to do bit characters from Breaking Bad, Bill Burr and Huel.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that combo running around town.
Huel gets in Better Call Saul.
Right.
Like
He's in
I
there,
mean,
yeah.
like it's not like an origin story, but he's in.
Right.
I think he's just.
You know who does this really good is like the Disney shit, like The Mandalorian and then Boba Fett, and everybody gets like their spinoff. Too many people probably. All right, tweet at us who you think the best bit character is. Next up.
Hey guys, what's up? I was just watching your last episode where Pavs was talking about walking that amputee 14 blocks down the streets in New York, and it reminded me of a time that I was delivering pizza back in the day for Domino's when I was 17 years old. So I was pulling up to a gas station before I started my shift, and I needed to fill up with some gas, obviously. And some big sweaty dude in a suit and a briefcase, he came and approached me right after I was done filling up, and he asked me if I could drive him like 5 or 6 blocks down the street to the strip mall in my town that was kind of a sketchy-ish mall. And he said that it was an important business meeting. And I panicked a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, you can get in. And so he got in my car, and I quickly drove down the street, took him to the mall, dropped him off. And when he got out, he looked at me, and he's like, oh, let me go inside, and I'll grab some money for you, and I can pay you back. And I was still in a mild state of panic, so I was like, no, it's okay, I'm just going to take off, and I'm going to go to work. And he was like, no, I'll pay you. And I was like, nah, it's okay, I'm going to take off. And so, yeah, that was that. So, worse than Pavs?
I think
Yes or no?
letting someone in your car is kind of weird.
It is an extension of your home.
Yeah, that's
There
like,
is-
I don't know, that guy like pulls out a gun and says like, I don't know, we're driving to fucking, you're taking me somewhere now. You know what I mean? Like you can almost like do more behind the doors of a car in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like at least Paz was out in public, nothing bad's gonna happen. I feel like you get in a car with someone, you don't know what's going on.
I was thinking that he was going to drive him to like a robbery, so I guess he got
No,
out
you just-
pretty okay.
Yeah.
I
don't think I would
but
ever-
I've hitchhiked before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Full blown.
Yeah, my mom says it in this episode. Not
like,
that was a selective hitchhiking, but I full blown hitchhiked put it on my vineyard. It's like when
Like
we
a
were,
beach bum, like get me home.
when we were younger, like that's how we got around.
Yeah.
Like you just jump in the back. of
Like I
someone's
think
truck.
nowadays, like in the fucking some of these Pacific states that we talk about, these shitty states in America, if you were out on the side of the road still putting your finger out, you're a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
But it's almost like
Those like
who's
resort
crazier?
neighborhoods are like that's just how you
Right, that's different. But who's crazier, the people who pick up hitchhikers, or the people who hitchhike?
people who hitchhike. No, disagree.
I think the people that pick them up and people were like, I'm going to kidnap this guy, basically.
I think that I
Because you are
get that there
signaling like
times-
I have no phone or no service, no means, no nothing, and that's a guy.
No one who
that's
cares
like
for
I
me.
can poof and disappear this guy, and no one's gonna know.
Yeah, and all, but like I can see the idea of being like bored and you're like, I've been driving for 12 hours.
Yeah,
and,
like a trucker who picks you up.
This sucks, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, jump in for a little
My
bit.
dad hitchhiked from like northwest Pennsylvania to New York City to like start his life in New York. Crazy.
What?
Like he was like, I'm done here. I want to leave. He's like, he grew up in Meadville, Pennsylvania, called it Pennsyltucky because it was like the sticks. And he was like, I'm out of here and I'm not coming back. And I think he went like with a fucking stick and bindle on his shoulder, but he was just like, he just left. Imagine that just being like, close the door and being like, I begin my journey. Like he's a fucking hobbit, you know? And then he just hitchhiked his whole ass way from, northwest Pennsylvania all the way to New York City.
How long did that take him?
I don't even know. He probably was like banging people along the way and shit too, knowing him, like whack
coxswain that he is.
Yeah, like that's the way he ended up with a monkey. Probably, who fucking knows? But nowadays, I think you're a fucking psychopath if you do that.
By the way, that's nowhere near as bad as Pabs though. I just sorry, just like I know there is something a little more danger to like letting someone in your car.
What do you mean dangerous?
But
Weird.
like you
it's
just
just
drive someone
intimate. You're
5.
like-
It's 5 more intimate, but 5 blocks,
yeah, that's like zip, you're done.
5 hours in the car.
Yeah,
There's 14 blocks on foot.
Pavs walked like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Pavs had like a date with that guy.
dude. Like I honestly like probably longer than 20 minutes, probably a half hour, right?
Total of an hour because I
Yeah,
checked
there
on-
and back. Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
That's
car.
insane.
A car is
That's
legit
insane,
like
dude.
zip.
That like
you know,
that
down, you're
literally
done.
didn't affect that dude's day
Right,
at all.
right.
Pabs, it affected your life, bro.
I got swamp ass from it.
Yeah, no, that is. But I think maybe there's an argument to be made about like social aspect of it, but like the physical, like time and all that shit,
Not
is
even
still
in the same
Pavs. Yeah, no doubt.
Ballpark.
All right, last voicemail is brought to you by Manscaped. You know,
This is another thing my dad learned about while he was drinking beers and watching NCIS.
Manscaping.
Yeah, he was. I think there must have been a box there, and he was just reading it. So he learned all about Manscaped.
Has he ever?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm
'Cause
glad I don't.
But like, it's one of those things that it's got to stop. Like your body has to know to stop, right? Or does it just keep growing?
I think it knows to stop.
So you can't just have like a full fucking
Yeah.
afro down there.
Yeah.
Where
I
does it
think
stop?
so. Mine stops pretty young. I've definitely had mine stop.
You got young hair down there.
Yeah. Did like mine stops fucking
Yeah, you're weird.
very weird.
You're like a chick.
Yeah, it's
You're like
bizarre,
a
man.
prepubescent chick. I don't know how long mine would be because I get to my manscaping before I even have to worry about that. Manscaping, the full package. It's called the Ultra Smooth Package. It's got a 3-step groin shaving kit to help you buff, protect, and smooth all those sensitive areas. After you trim with the lawnmower, you hit it with the crop exfoliator. That is a gentle scrub for the area that kind of cleans it all up. Then there's the crop gel, which is a clear lubricating shave gel that you then use the crop shaver, which is made specifically to shave the groin. That has 6 replacement blades and a travel case. So the exfoliator, the gel, and the shaver, along with all the blades you need to make sure that you are as smooth as Feitelberg is just naturally. So get up close and personal with the best tools of the job. The Ultra Smooth Package from Manscaped to get 20% off when you use code KFC at manscaped.com. D at the end. Manscaped.com. Promo code KFC for 20% off. Last one.
What's up, KFC Fights and Crew? Just wanted to say, listened to last week's episode on the way to Atlantic City. Heard Goyish is for the boys. And as I'm leaving my hotel room to go gamble away more money, unfortunately I'm not up, obviously. A nice Jewish gentleman walked up to us and asked if we could turn off his air conditioning. And one of my friends was like, oh, like, we don't work here. And I was like, hold on, no, I got this, I got you. So I went off, turned off his air conditioning. Great couple, fantastic, pleasure at the time. They had a nice conversation with me after. They didn't just use me for the electricity turn off, which was nice, made me feel like classy. But yeah, boys are for the boys. And also, shout out Sad Boy Season.
Bro, but it's not boys are for the boys. The Saturdays are for the goys. You fucked it up.
It
You
is.
dummy.
It is.
Saturdays doesn't rhyme with goys. Boys rhymes with goys. What an idiot. But this guy was basically a goys? He was a goy? He was a goy?
He's a Shabbos goy. That would be. I would feel very cool to get to be a goy. Like they trust me to come into their house
Switch their light off?
and to turn off their electricity, and that is. I don't know what happens. Like, so first of all, those doors are electric. So
Yeah.
to touch the door
I know.
kind of
It's
feels like you lose electricity. Second of all, I know I said it in the video. It's like who you call, but like, is a phone on electricity?
these are old school phones are like technically I think like mechanical.
Really?
But like, because I think if the power goes out, you can still call from landlines.
I was gonna
But
say,
I'm
I
not sure
guess
about
I
that.
don't really remember,
I don't
like
remember
seeing
that
like a
anymore.
plug. Like I mean, like definitely.
Yeah, because
the cord.
it's a jack. It's a phone jack. But
yeah,
you don't like.
But the
plug
phone
in.
jack, there's wires in that.
That's what I mean. But also even like running water, it's like your faucet's not like electrical, but like somewhere along the lines there's pumps and shit in the city. Like almost everything you touch, somewhere along the line, electricity is going to help you out. You know.
For sure.
But it depends on how strict you are, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're crazy strict, that's crazy.
If you're not flipping light switches, you are out of your fucking gourd, dude.
But what do you think like a comparable like insanity to that with Catholicism would be?
Not eating meat on Fridays is lunacy.
Yeah.
Fasting.
I did
Fasting
that.
in general.
I did that all
crazy.
through high school. It sucked.
Fasting is nuts. Not eating food.
Fasting is nuts.
Nuts.
But that's all like I guess.
I mean,
like,
for sure, the people who whip themselves,
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
yeah.
I think. Let me think. I'm just trying to like think of like there's basic things that I'm like you're crazy. I think like not saying the Lord's name in vain is crazy. People thinking that like saying "goddamn" is like a problem. I think.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I hate the Catholic Church, man. They drive me crazy. But there's definitely just a bunch of things, and I'm like, really, you do that? Like, it's nuts. I mean, communion's crazy.
Communion the body
is like
of Christ.
like people believe you're eating and drinking the flesh and blood. That is some satanic
So
cult type
true.
shit.
We're doing magic tricks up here.
Right,
It doesn't make any fucking
Give me
sense
a
at all.
Fucking right. Ashes, crazy.
Yeah,
Ashes
you
are
get.
nuts.
Well, actually,
I do it as a joke.
Yeah.
Palm Sunday shit is crazy. Stations of the Cross, crazy. Easter, resurrection from the dead and all that shit, crazy.
Although
all of it's nuts.
And yet, your kids are in Catholic school.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man, Shay had a great one. I gotta start doing a show like late night thoughts with Shay. She just goes to me. Actually, I have the exact video. Hang on. She just gets these things in her head and needs to learn about them. And she there was the one about the tornadoes, right? But then there's ninjas was the latest. What'd you say, baby?
A ninja.
Say, what about it?
Wait, is like a ninja bad?
Is a ninja a bad guy?
Like a type of stranger?
If you don't know the ninja and the ninja is a stranger, then yeah, you should stay away from it. But if you know the ninja and you know that the ninja's nice, then you can go near it. But it's a good idea to stay away from ninjas.
Where do ninjas live?
I don't know where ninjas live. Ninjas can live anywhere. They practice and they train in order to become ninjas, so it can happen anywhere.
But not in New York?
There's not that. I don't think there's many ninjas in New York. Probably more in Japan.
How many hours away from New York is from Japan?
She just doesn't want to run into a ninja. That's all she's trying to figure out here. How many hours away?
Well, I just never see one.
Yeah,
I just never see one.
Yeah, I've never seen a ninja either. So you don't have to worry. Okay. Because I just heard the word.
Ninja, well, I don't know. I just been thinking about them.
She worries about tornadoes. She worries about trees falling down. She worries about ninjas. She wants to know if Thor is a good guy or a bad guy. Like late at night when I'm putting her to bed, it is a fucking show. I don't know. I just saw them and I just was thinking about them. I'm like, I don't know. At first, I was trying to be obviously very like. I was like, no, ninjas can be good and ninjas can be anywhere. But then when I realized it's because she's afraid of them, I was like, no, ninjas are in Japan. They're very far away. It's only Asians. They're bad guys. Stay away from them. It's fine. All right. It's the time we've all been waiting for. Polly Feitelberg makes her appearance on KFC Radio. This is after, 33 years of Feitelberg in her life? John Feitelberg in her life?
35.
You're not 35, are you?
No. But my dad's 35.
No, I meant you.
Well, and also they got married 35 years ago.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah. Well, I'm 33.
33.
Yeah.
After, countless stories, the torture you put her through, the things that you've done to her, the things that she's instilled in you. It's all of it right here. With Polly Feitelberg on KFC Radio. It's brought to you by 3Chi. So E. coli
sure I
Christmas
can fix
was
it.
as like just nobody wanted to stay with him.
Well, truth be told, I knew it was bad meat when I cooked it. But I didn't have anything else.
Which is another thing I would have
And-
said in the past. Like, how could she do that? And now I'm smelling the milk like ants.
You're right,
Like, whatever, yeah,
right. You
totally.
shake it, and that
Yeah, get it?
dissipates a little bit. You're like, oh, it's not sour anymore. I do
I'm
it
like,
every day.
Was he always this way? He pukes like 5 times a week. Was he always this way?
What's wrong with you?
Every time we bring up anything,
Sour milk.
he pukes. He pukes like twice a week
No.
at work.
Well, actually, that's interesting too, because Hannah's bedroom was next to his, and she's like, "Ma, he makes some weird noises."
Well,
don't think
there's
he's
the
okay.
normal. There's the normal. I don't know when it started, but now obviously with a few miles on the car, every time you get up, it's like groaning and all that. But every time anybody brings up anything
Sour
remotely
milk,
gross,
so- maybe.
I feel like it has gotten worse
That could
over the
be
years.
deep. That could be deep.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe.
Bad meat, sour milk.
Well, I remember
So you
when I
cook
was.
the bad meat.
I remember that
I
very
figured I could cook it out.
That makes sense. Get her hot. It boils out all the stuff. Whatever.
One of the doctors being like, when they're trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and they were like, now, like, is there any chance you could have etten some rotten meat? And I was like, no. And in the
I got
middle
it
of
at
me
the
saying
variety
no,
store.
you go, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not even a chance. It's 100% confirmed. Yes, I know.
But
for a fact.
they all ate it, so where's the weak link again? Everybody drank the same milk and had the same beef.
Great.
I skip the occasional meal, but
Hey mom, how come you're not having any? Just finish your plate.
yeah,
Finish
just
your
not
plate.
enough. Not enough. Chef's prerogative.
All right, so he's sick. You take him to the hospital, and it's Christmas like Eve or when
Christmas Eve, I think.
Day.
No.
Yeah, Eve day, right?
even today.
Well, that one might have been a little earlier. The appendectomy
Christmas
was
Eve day.
definitely Christmas Eve day. I feel like the E. coli might have been like 2 days earlier, and then I stayed through. I forget exactly.
But he's forgetting one other Christmas hospital that he was too young to know that he didn't.
What's that one?
So my mom and both John's grandmothers, between the two of them, had 13 kids.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.